Tonight, Eatontown Voices, youth leaders get their flowers. A 1996 bulldozer crashes the party. Council has a very public family meeting, and a resident asks the question all of us are thinking. Why did my tax assessment go up like I just bought a mansion in Alpine? I'm Ali Mehdaoui. This is Eatontown Voices. Let's talk about it. Good evening, Eatontown. Happy holidays, happy December, and happy did my taxes just go up or am I hallucinating season? I'm your host, Ali Mehdaoui, and as always, I'm here to break down what actually happened at the December 5th, 2025 mayor and council meeting so you don't have to sit through 2 hours of can you speak a little closer to the mic? So, the very first thing is that the meeting opened at 7:02 p.m. Everyone was present except Councilman Armand and the administrator, but we did have Mayor Tellerico, Council President East, Council members Jones, Lawson, Foss, and Escalante. Attorney Baer, who at this point should probably get frequent flyer miles for all the open public meetings, acts references. We had the flag salute. Shout out to Council President East. Pledge was clean, on time, no fumbles. Gold star. But the real highlight early on was the youth who stole the show. Councilwoman Danielle Jones invited some very special guests. The Youth Leadership Institute of the Lambda Omega Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Now, if you don't know Alpha Kappa Alpha, that's not just a sorority. That's a machine of educated powerhouse women who've been running things since 1908, founded at Howard University. Councilwoman Jones read a full proclamation. And let me tell you, this wasn't a two-liner. This was like a mini history lesson. AKA's mission, high scholarship, ethical standards, unity, friendships, helping girls and women staying engaged in college life and being of service to all mankind. The Lambda Omega Omega chapter, chartered in 1978, serves Monmouth and Ocean counties with almost 50 active members. Their Youth Leadership Institute focuses on kids ages 11 to 13, teaching leadership, civic engagement, academic excellence, character building, community service, cultural awareness, healthy living, financial literacy, college readings, and so much more. And by the end of it, December 3rd, 2025 was officially proclaimed the Youth Leadership Institute of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Inc. Day in the borough of Eatontown. Then there was that classic moment. Is there a president or main leader of the group? You could feel that weight. Who's in charge energy, but they pulled it together, took a group photo with the mayor, and that alone made the trip worth it. So to the Youth Leadership Institute, if any of you are watching this, we see you, we appreciate you, and I'm going to need you all to be ready to run this town in about 10 to 15 years. All right. Let's run through the community updates lightning round style. Minutes and communications from November 24, 2025, approved. Communications, approved. No scandals there, just good old-fashioned municipal housekeeping. The mayor and business administrator met with the T&M associates about the Wampum Dam. Takeaways? The dam dates back to the 30s and 40s. It must be repaired, not optional. Expect a full public presentation around April. Bids may go out in May or even December, depending on state agency approvals. Federal money might still come in, depending on what in the world is happening in Washington. So translation, big projects, old structure, a lot of agencies. No one really knows what Congress is actually doing. Welcome to local government, ladies and gentlemen. From Council President East, 54 fire calls in November with our volunteers handling the majority. Structure fires in Little Silver, Red Bank, and here in Eatontown on Thanksgiving. Fire department officers for 2026 have been selected. And upcoming, fire trucks escort Santa to the Borough Tree Lightning. So look forward for those horns. Santa rides around town on December 13th. First aid squad, top EMTs, and drivers have been recognized. They're also going to be present in the borough's event at the Tree Lighting on December 5th. And the Eatontown Lions Club is in full holiday mode, selling Christmas trees at the mall until December 24th or until they sell out. Hosting a pancake breakfast at Meadowbrook School. All funds go to scholarships, food pantry, scouts, school athletics, local charities. If you want a tree, breakfast, or an excuse to support the community, they've literally got you covered. Recreation, history, and library from Councilman Lawson. So Holiday Tree Lightning is happening December 5th at 6:30 p.m. Fire pits, s'mores, art and craft, photo with Santa, historical committee, museum open house with Victorian Christmas, Santa photos, and it's free admission. In the library, next Board of Trustees meeting is January 26th in the upcoming year. When it comes to Councilwoman Jones, she reported on Substance Abuse Prevention Alliance, student events like Sport Night and snack fundraisers to support kids in need, youth committee meeting during the council session is attempting to finally hold and Student Government Day either on December 17th or early 2026. And an important note from Councilwoman Jones, the federal government is on a continuing resolution, meaning funding is temporary and maybe unstable in January. If you need help, services are still operating, but she urges you to get in touch, ask questions, and reach out for support. Now, let's talk about the moment the temperature in the room went from civil holiday meeting to Thanksgiving dinner when someone mentions politics. This all happened around the consent agenda resolution involving acceptance of a 1996 bulldozer as a donation, purchase of two 2026 Ford F-250 trucks for DPW. Equipment adapters asked for a big lift, so it can handle more vehicles. On the surface, it's okay. Town needs trucks. They're getting a donated bulldozer. DPW needs gear. Next. But here is where it got a little interesting. Councilwoman Escalante voted no on the DPW items, and when asked to explain, she said she feels the town has spent enough money right now. She believes the donated bulldozer will ultimately cost more to maintain than it's worth. She thinks there may be more practical options for the lift, even if it's slightly more expensive upfront. She emphasized that her opinion comes from conversations with residents, her own research, and the fact that her husband is a mechanic who knows this equipment. So her position was, I did my homework, I asked questions, I listened to residents, and I don't think this is the right move. So I voted no. The pushback the other council members made was a different case. Many of these purchases aren't random. They're part of a capital budget, planned months in advance. Equipment is often repurposed, not just replaced. DPW equipment is heavily used, aging, and sometimes literally falling apart. They argued that if there were concerns, they should have been raised before the vote, or at least during the discussion phase, not just via a surprise no. Council President East and others said if a council member has deeper research or concern, they can request pulling a resolution, delaying a vote, reworking the items. The tone shifted into a kind of a public family meeting, not screaming, but definitely emotionally charged. Now, if you watched the meeting, yes, that was me during the public comment. I went up to the mic and I said something like, first of all, thank you for everything that you do. Happy holidays to each one of you. And my question is, how does this happen? Is there a disconnect? Is everyone getting the same information at the same time? Is someone not being informed properly, or is there favoritism? I said that straight up because as a resident and a business owner, and yes, as someone who is reporting this information to you, I wanted to understand if one council member feels blindsided or shut down and another feels frustrated, like, why didn't you tell us this earlier? Where is the actual breakdown? And the process was explained. The mayor and, of course, other council members walked through the process directly to me. The administrator and clerk create the agenda. The mayor, attorney, and admin see it in an agenda meeting first. Then it's posted to a read-only shared drive and emailed to all council members at the same time. Some items are marked awaiting, meaning details are still coming. Council members are expected to review the packet over the weekend, ask questions directly to the department head, DPW, police, RAC, etc., decide whether they are comfortable with the purchase before the meeting. So from their perspective, everyone does get the same info at the same time, but people handle it differently. Some call department heads, some email follow-ups, some wait until the meeting, and some research right up until showtime. Councilwoman Jones also emphasized they heavily rely on their professional staff, administrators, engineers, attorneys, who are appointed based on qualifications and licensing. Council members are part-time with full-time jobs and families, so they lean on the pros for technical judgments. So the official line was not a disconnect, Ali, just different preparation style and different perspective on timing and communication. Then we had what I'd like to call one of the most important moments of the night. A resident, Tom, from Pierce Ave stepped up. He's a detective in Woodbridge. His wife, a school teacher. They moved here in 2018, started a family, loved the town, loved the schools. So what's the issue? His property assessment jumped by over $450,000. He basically said, listen, I support the development. I support the growth, but how am I supposed to absorb a tax assessment jump like that? The street hasn't even been repaved. Curbing is old. Sump pump issues. I'm not flipping houses in here. I'm raising a family here. He also mentioned that he doesn't have Facebook, but his wife said the town was getting smoked on social media about tax issues, so he came in person. Respect, my brother. So the ADP program and assessment. The mayor and borough attorney gave a long, detailed explanation on how tax assessments work under the ADP, annualized data program. Key points: Eatontown is part of a county-run system where a fifth of properties get physically inspected each and every year. The rest get adjusted based on market sales data. Assessments are based on two things: land value and improvements, meaning anything, not land, not just renovations that you personally did. When home prices go up, the tax rate is supposed to go down. So your assessment may go up, but the rate can adjust. It's not always one-to-one. The only thing the town controls is the local portion on the tax rate, not county, not schools, not library, not health. Tom was advised, look, check your property card at Borough Hall. Make sure number of bedrooms, bathrooms, basement status, all those things that are relevant are accurate. Appeal to the county tax board. If you believe, Tom, the assessment is too high, using comparable sales. The mayor also made this point. If the town tries to cut, say, $300,000 from the operating budget, the average taxpayer might only save around $12 a year, but it could mean real people losing jobs in departments that are already stretched. So there is tension between residents feeling the strain and the town trying to keep services running with a limited room to cut, and that's where we are. So what did we learn from this meeting? Number one, our youth are stepping up. Let's go. The Youth Leadership Institute, that is the future of Eatontown leadership sitting in that room. Number two, volunteers keep this town running. Fire, first aid, Lions Club, senior housing, CERT, young and youth alliances. All of them are doing real hands-on work. So kudos to you. Three, council disagreement is normal, but communication is everything. The great truck debate showed us that even with the same info, people are arriving to different conclusions. That's democracy. Messy, but necessary. Four, taxes are emotional, personal, and complicated. Residents like Tom are exactly why I'm doing this show. Nobody should feel blindsided. You may still disagree with the system, but you deserve to understand it. You may think it's the town's fault, but it may be the county or even the state. Get educated. Show up. I want to end with this. You don't have to love every decision. You don't have to agree with every council member, but you do have a right to show up, to ask questions, and be heard respectfully. Now that's why Eatontown Voices exists, not to attack, not to spin, but to translate what happens in that room into language the rest of us, including me, can actually understand. If you found this helpful, share it with a neighbor, drop a comment, tell me what you want covered next council meeting, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next breakdown. I'm Ali Mehdaoui, live from the ME studios. This is Eatontown Voices. Stay informed, stay involved. Good night, and I'll see you soon.
Still marketing your business like it's the Yellow Pages era? Welcome to ME Studios, where local solopreneurs and small business owners catch up with the digital world and take over it. We help you go from invisible to undeniable. Featured on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. Plus, gain press exposure in over 100 to 300 major media outlets like Fox, ABC, CBS, NBC, and the CW. Right here in Eatontown, New Jersey, just steps away from the soon-to-be Netflix studios, our multi-unit facility is built for creators, entrepreneurs, and visionaries. Stop marketing like it's 1995. Start building your digital authority today with a team that gets it.